if
I don't either.
If the economy does not pan out and he swings and misses with tariffs, he's done anyway.
Correct.
And I actually think you will get now. If the economy's good, which I think it will be, I think we're going to have Shapiro versus Vance. But if the economy fails, well, J.D. Vance might start looking for other work as well. He does not poll well. He's not. I
Not
like
by
him.
himself.
He's not. He has not polled well as the vice president, which I think would probably set up a Shapiro DeSantis matchup.
Oh boy.
Yeah, which I think would be glorious.
Oh God.
Yep.
Wow.
I'm still not sold on Shapiro as the guy. Sorry, I'm not.
You think Newsom?
Not
You think Newsom will be the guy?
I don't think Shapiro. I don't think Shapiro has enough juice.
Yeah.
I mean, he talks a good game. You know, he's just he again. I'm glad nothing happened to him. First of all,
Yep.
Everybody's condemning it.
Yep.
Nobody's, but the same people who are now out there saying, "Why isn't everybody?" Everybody is condemning it. But why does Josh Shapiro not condemn the Tesla things? Why is he always calling Trump Hitler and things like that? So everybody's got to calm the rhetoric down. And Josh Shapiro spits a lot of rhetoric out there because he wants to be president. I get it. That's what you do. But the bottom line is, I don't see Shapiro as a dynamic speaker. He's Weasley to me. And again, we'll see what happens.
Well,
it's nothing personal. I don't even know the guy.
Yep.
I just don't think he's presidential.
We by the way, we're back on YouTube, youtube.com/WPHT.
Oh, we are?
WPHT. The headline says Kayal and Company WPHT April 14th, 2025. Use this. So if you're listening right now on the Odyssey app or 1210 WPHT, we are back on YouTube right now. So head on over there. Speaking of Shapiro, yes, his home was set on fire by an arsonist. I guess we have to say allegedly. Colonel Christopher Paris of the PA State Patrol, State Police, spoke a lot on yesterday about Shapiro's home being set on fire and the investigation that's going into it. This has got 32. I'm sorry. Roll it.
So I can confirm at this point, as we put out already, we are conducting an arson investigation, and we're conducting an attempted homicide and aggravated arson investigation. That is the paradigm that we've operated in. A lot of the investigative tasks have focused on the who up until this point. Obviously, we're trying to piece together very early on the exact sequence of events. We were late in coming out here because we were getting rapid information as it was occurring, and I'm pleased to announce that we do have an individual in custody. His name is Cody Balmer, Balmer, age 38, with a Harrisburg post office address. In terms of the sequence of events, because of the thrust of the investigation concentrating on the who, I want to be very deliberate in my comments as to the how and exactly the time frame. What I do feel confident in saying at this point is that we don't anticipate any charges for conspiracy, but again, I'd reiterate my qualifier that I mentioned earlier, that we are still very much inside the first 24 hours. But at this point, we do not anticipate that. Likewise, the quick action of the members of the governor's detail, not only his immediate family, but some extended family members who were here. You will see from the physical plant behind me how grave the situation was. And when this occurred, I will tell you, again, the exact sequence of events. We will conduct a full review, but I feel very confident in telling you that it occurred over an extremely brief period of time, several minutes. And the quick action of those troopers last night immediately shifted to the safety of the governor and his family and his extended family. So we will certainly take a look and have a full, competent, and thorough investigation, but our hats are off to the quick action of all the first responders, not just within the state police, but as the governor said, Harrisburg Fire Department, who was instrumental in getting here quickly and getting the fire knocked down. We have kept tabs on the governor all day and will continue to do so.
Now feels like a good time to wonder what we do as far as security and maybe take a real deep dive on the president of the United States, the vice president, those in the House, those in the Senate, those that are governors, those that are big city mayors, and re-examine just what exactly security details look like, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm all for guys like Tony Fauci or anybody that's out of a government job no longer being provided government-funded security. And it's nothing to do with COVID. But like anybody like a Fauci, an NIH guy, anything like that, CIA, when you're out and you've made your money in politics or in public office, if you feel like you need security,
Hire it yourself.
Hire it yourself.
Yeah.
Right? But like this feels like maybe we should be looking at, whether it's John Kennedy in Louisiana or AOC in Brooklyn or wherever she's from, Queens. Like, I'm wondering what this looks like. I'm guessing it's not nearly as protective as we think.
Yeah, I think that's
Again,
pretty
you only
obvious.
need like one security guard. Like the White House has snipers on the roof, but not 24/7. But they have security people around the perimeter in case somebody jumps the fence. Even if the president's not there, it's a building that has to be protected. But, the fact that there's not one security guard at the governor's mansion in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, I mean, we're not talking about $1 million a year job. We're talking about security.
Yeah.
A state trooper, whatever. I mean, we got football coaches who have 5 state troopers taking them out onto the field and going
At
back with them
halftime.
Yeah.
at halftime. You know what I mean? But we don't have a governor doesn't have at a mansion
Yeah.
doesn't have one security official nearby.
I mean, somebody's got to ask that question for the next assembled media gathering. And I know they're not going to give the answer. They're not going to say, well, we have 12 security guards on duty. They're not going to give you the details. They're going to give you the puff piece cliche answers. Oh, he's protected at all times by the most competent and blah, 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 blah. But really, I mean, are they? I don't know.
By the way, if you're just tuning in, we're back up streaming live on YouTube. If you could give us a little like over there so we can get back in people's algorithms.
You got to
because
start over.
I was we start over and we have like record numbers of people watching us, and then all of a sudden it disappears, and it's not my fault, and I'm sorry about that.
And Harry, Harry's got to say
Harry.
it now. He hasn't said it all morning. Harry, what happened when we lost the YouTube feed there momentarily?
What is going on back there?
Exactly right.
To be
And
fair,
I am pissed.
That was not a drop, by the way.
Get up, Harry.
That was.
so get on over to YouTube right now. I'm gonna sit here and wait. I just
They
did
put some other. You know what
I'm gonna
happened
do
after
radio
we
silence.
Yeah. You know what happened after they got some sports station on there with no listeners? It's an outrage.
Well, I mean, they get about 100 views, 100 concurring views on their
No,
site,
it's not.
you
It's
know
not a
what
local sports. It was another
okay.
sports station.
All
I don't
right.
know.
I was talking about the other.
Oh,
local-
you're talking about that.
local
No,
sports
it's not a
station
local one.
that you guys may have used to work for. Cut 31 here to Harry and Tony's point about the suspect evaded police is what they were saying. Like what is happening here?
What is this guy doing watching
Yeah.
Sunday Night Baseball?
The fence over there, the patch up, is that where he came in, and was the fence damaged because of him?
Yes, I will. I'll turn it over to Lieutenant Colonel Bivens at this point. That was the point of ingress. And as I said, we will be conducting a multifaceted review in terms of security measures and the exact timeline of how it happened. But I do feel very confident in saying that certain steps of due diligence were taken by our people. And, we are in their debt for getting the governor and his family immediate and extended out of the house. When you see the physical plant behind me, it will be readily apparent how grave the situation was.
How did this happen?
One second, I'll turn it over to Lieutenant Colonel Bivens. Stand by.
Quiet, lady.
Yeah.
So this individual came over a fence
Yeah.
and right behind where all of you are standing right now.
Okay.
He actively evaded troopers who were here to secure the residence, even while they were searching for him.
So let me
Wow.
So let me get this straight. And Phil, I'm sorry, I paused it. So let me get this straight. He went over a fence and evaded the police. Like, isn't their job to see people who go over the fence?
Well, here's the question.
So there must have been the same people who were sent to Butler
Yeah.
to keep an eye on that kid. By the way, we know more about the suspect who went in and burned, allegedly set fire to the governor's mansion than we do about the kid that was on a rooftop
True.
in Butler 9 months ago.
That's a very
right?
good point.
Yep.
well, here's the
9 hours to 9 months.
Were the troopers DEI hires?
Yeah.
855-839-1210. I mean, I think that Tony, is that kind of what you were kind of hinting at a little bit there? I mean, how do these people, when you have one job, fail to do that one job, right? I don't know how big the
How do
government
you evade police? This guy's a weird-looking weirdo.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's what weirdos are. Not all weirdos are weird-looking, though. Some weirdos look perfectly normal. But this guy is a nutcase. You can tell by looking at him.
Yeah.
As Frank Rizzo once said, I can tell by looking at you.
Yeah.
You're a lush.
Crumb creep coward.
Yeah.
I'm telling
Exactly
you,
what
get
he is.
away from me.
All right, Phil, keep rolling with this.
On the property. While they were searching is when he attacked at the residence, broke in and set the fires. So that was all playing out over a period of several minutes. It was a very quick event that occurred. And again, troopers were actively searching for him at the time.
What did he use to start the fire?
He had some homemade incendiary devices.
Molotov cocktail.
I'm not going to provide a lot more detail on that right now. A lot of material has been collected and is being analyzed, but I think homemade device describes it for right now.
So state police didn't know he was on the property before he started the fire?
We knew that there had been a breach on the property, and we were searching to determine what had occurred, why there was a breach.
Can I ask you guys a question?
How
Like,
big is this place?
I've got
It's
that answer.
huge.
I was
It's
just going to
huge,
give
yeah.
it to you. It's 29,000 square feet.
Wow.
So
It's a little bigger than mine.
So they were up in a different part of the residence where it's like, they wouldn't have. But aren't there? I mean, some of the most basic homes have alarm systems.
Yeah.
Right.
Nothing like this house has no
I know.
alarm system. Nothing.
I mean, there's more cameras
yeah.
at 24th and Market.
I was just gonna say there's no Ring doorbell camera. There's nothing. That's what I just don't. I don't know. I don't. Something.
Do you think something's fishy?
Something about this doesn't smell right.
It's located right off the edge of the Susquehanna River. It's 29,000 square feet.
And it's in a. By the way, it's in a very it's a nice neighborhood, but there's other homes around there. You know what I mean? Like it's not like there's nothing else there.
It's called the Uptown neighborhood of Harrisburg.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not super familiar with Harrisburg, but I know, I heard reports from their neighbors that are just like, I can't believe this happened, because that home that was, set ablaze, like there's neighbors there.
Yeah. But, I mean, the only time I venture to Harrisburg is to pick up Pennsylvania Broadcasting Radio Awards.
Roll this. So keep.
Yeah, that happens.
Will there be an increased security presence around the governor's mansion, and will the FBI remain on site? Can you talk a little bit about what's going to go on going
So there is already a security review underway to determine how we can ensure that we don't have a repeat of a situation like this. We look at all aspects, personnel, technical surveillance equipment, security equipment, all of that will be reviewed, and we will do our best to ensure that the governor and his family are safe in this residence.
I don't know. There just seems to be a lot of these stories where Secret Service isn't up to the task, and the PA police, are letting these guys who are on their radar, set fire to the governor's mansion. I don't know.
Yeah, the amount of times we hear this, so-and-so was on our radar. Well, then you need to either get a new radar, or figure out how to interpret what the radar's telling you.
Yeah, your radar stinks, pal.
It's also amazing that a fire could derail Gavin Newsom's political career while simultaneously elevating Josh Shapiro's.
That's true.
Wow.
We should take another break and then come back, and I have plenty of more. But while we're taking this commercial break, this very brief commercial break, head on over to YouTube, youtube.com/@1210WPHT. Make sure you're hitting the like and subscribe buttons while you're there so we can get back up in people's feeds, because we lost hundreds of viewers, which is just killing me right now.
Kayal and Company, 4th hour is next here on a Monday on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Hi, this is Dom Giordano. Spring is here. Don't let stiff or achy joints hold you back. Rescue Natural Supplements is proud to bring you Rescue Glyco Plus. This incredible supplement is specially formulated to support joint comfort and flexibility with a powerful blend of green lip muscle complex and UC2 collagens. This unique unique combination helps maintain healthy cartilage and provides smoother, more comfortable joint movement. Right now, Rescue Glyco Plus is buy one, get one free for anyone with our exclusive radio code. Just use the code RELIEF to double up your order for free. Again, that's RELIEF. Call today at 800-26-LIFE, 800-262-5483. Speak to a knowledgeable rescue product consultant. You can also use the code online when you visit res-q.com, res-q.com. Get back into action with less pain and more comfort. Again, use that code RELIEF to buy one, get one free on Rescue Glyco Plus.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Trust and Will knows that we'll all eventually need a will. How about right now? Trust and Will makes creating your will easy, like while you're lounging on the couch easy. Trust and Will is designed by attorneys but customized by you, and all documents are state-specific and secure. Find your plan at trustandwill.com and use offer code RADIO now for 20% off. That's trustandwill.com, offer code RADIO. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. Visit trustandwill.com for details.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother got life insurance from Ethos, and it only took 10 minutes. And he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular to get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
When you haven't found love, it can feel like everyone else has. It's in every movie, every song, and all the PDA. Looking for love sucks. Thankfully, California Psychics can give you the guidance you need to find the one. We guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. And new customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com and experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Hey, Dawn Stensland here. It's springtime. Time to think about your lawn. What about your lawn care service? Years ago, I chose a lawn care service which delivers great results and is actually safer for my family, kids, and pets. Choose my lawn care company, Natural Lawn of America. At Natural Lawn, they do not believe in using harsh chemicals. Instead, they use environmentally friendly products to grow lush, green lawns naturally. With organic fertilizers to the safer weed and insect controls, your lawn thrives season after season without compromising any safety. But you don't have to just take my word for it. Homeowners everywhere are making the switch to Natural Lawn's proven eco-friendly approach and loving the results. Now's the time. Just schedule Natural Lawn's full-service program. Get free seeding every year for a greener, healthier lawn, plus free seeding. 800-FREE-SEED. Call 800-FREE-SEED Tell them Dawn sent you.
You know you have pride in your team when you offer a guarantee for the life of your roof. That's right, for decades and thousands of roof installations, the award-winning team at GP Martini lives for roofing. That's why homeowners trust GP Martini to protect their largest investment. Whether you're considering an asphalt, shingle roof, metal roof, or even a solar roof, you can trust GP Martini Roofing. Visit martiniroofing.com. There's probably a satisfied GP Martini customer in your neighborhood. martiniroofing.com.
WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3 Philadelphia. From the Piazza Auto Group Studios, experience the power of one with 8 brands and 25 locations. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Your new kitchen. Visualize it. Kitchen Magic has just launched its new innovative online kitchen visualizer. Easily experiment with styles, colors, and layouts online and preview your perfect space before your design consultation. Then Kitchen Magic's design experts can refine the details to bring your vision to life. Family owned for 45 years, Kitchen Magic has crafted over 60,000 beautiful American-made kitchens. Right now, enjoy 40% off installation. Visit kitchenmagic.com.
Dawn Stensland here. Porsche Delaware, part of Piazza Premium Automobiles, is so proud to announce its newly expanded maintenance and reconditioning services, offering specialized care for classic Porsches, as well as general maintenance services for domestic and premium brands. Whether it's tires, brakes, oil changes, Porsche Delaware's experienced team will keep your vehicle performing at its best. They also offer complimentary valet pickup and drop-off. Schedule your service. PorscheDelaware.com. Tell them Dawn sent you.
Chronic pain, cancer, fatigue. Find out about the benefits of medical hydration therapy on Health Watch with Dr. Molly Fantasia every Sunday morning at 8 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Calling on Huntington Valley to follow Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it today.
All right, 9:02, Kayal and Company. 9 o'clock hour, off and running here on a Monday morning. It's Nick Kayal, Tony Bruno, Harry Mays, Greg Stocker, as we roll on with plenty of content from what's on the cut sheet. But think about this.
We have breaking news, though. We have breaking news, Nick. This is earth-shattering stuff. It's official now. Moments ago, the portal has now left Love Park in Center City, Philadelphia, on a flatbed truck to be paraded up the Ben Franklin Parkway, then a stop at the Rocky Steps before heading to its next home for 2 years in the courtyard of City Hall, which they lock down, I think, about 10 o'clock every night, don't they? You can't walk through the City Hall courtyard after a certain time, if I'm not mistaken.
No, you wouldn't want to at that time of night either, right?
What is the portal? Because that's where all the Temple athletes are.
Oh, no, not that portal.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the transfer
It's this
portal.
big monstrosity with a piece of glass that you can look at people all over the world. It's got a police escort. Meanwhile, we got SEPTA buses pushing cars up the Roosevelt Boulevard, but this stupid portal, there was a vote act, an online vote. City Hall courtyard beat out Love Park by a slim margin of just 37 votes. Slim margin.
Yep.
Speaking
there
of
you have it. That's breaking news.
Speaking of slims, Harry Mays had a Slim Jim earlier
did.
today. He had the double stack.
No,
yeah,
that's a quality item.
We had to go over to
that's horrible.
the other side of Odyssey
That
World
is-
headquarters for the coffee refill, and he saw the meat and cheese Slim Jim double combo pack.
Yeah, the beef stick and cheese from Jack Link's.
Oh, you bought that in the machine?
No, I just took it.
No, you just took one.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the way,
okay.
Slim Jim and coffee. That spells bathroom break all over it.
I hate to do it to you, Harry.
We might need
I
an
hate to do
8-minute
it to
stop
you.
set coming up here.
Where's Ray's Creek?
Yeah, where's Ray's Creek when you need it? So I was thinking about this. Maybe I'm out of line by pontificating here, but that's kind of what talk radio is about. So you think about it with Trump, right? Trump for 2 years. It started off with arrests, arraignments, indictments. They wanted to jail him. They wanted to deplatform him. What was the last thing that they could do? Try to kill him, right?
Take his life.
Twice.
Yeah.
Twice in about a 9-week stretch. So think about where the Democrats are today. Very, very pro-Palestine, anti-Jewish party. Not to say that everybody's like that. Plenty of Jews out there that still vote Democrat. I don't get it, but that's you. So who are the two most recognizable vocal pro-Israel Democrats in a party today that has been hijacked by the Omar Ilhan and the pro-Hamas left-wing.
Well, John Fetterman, number one.
John Fetterman, number
Nobody.
one.
And Shapiro.
And Josh Shapiro. So think about this with Shapiro. Tony, you mentioned this earlier. He got passed over for Mr. Potato Head Tim Walz. And I don't know if Shapiro wins the election for Kamala Harris. My guess is no, considering Trump won all 7 swing states. But he was the better pick. And she didn't pick him because of the position of the Democrats right now, that they are in the camp of Palestine versus Israel. And then what happens yesterday, Saturday night into Sunday morning on a Jewish holiday? His mansion gets torched. What's that about? We're going to need answers to this. And if this story disappears, like the Trump assassination attempts disappeared, then you have your answer. Just the theory of mine.
Well, it's going to disappear because the news cycle, it goes like, it's not even a 12-hour news cycle anymore. No, this is a big story. That'll be the big story all day, and it should be an assassination attempt, because when you're lighting a fire in a mansion, you saw the damage. I mean, you can see the physical damage.
Yeah.
So imagine if this guy had something bigger than an incendiary device, which is probably a Molotov cocktail. It's interesting that the police do not identify the incendiary device. Well, I mean, how many incendiary devices? This guy's an amateur. He's not a proven terrorist. What's he have, a bottle with some gasoline in it?
One of the media people asked specifically if it was a Molotov cocktail, and they declined to answer.
I mean, you think about this, and this is not to minimize what people were doing to Teslas, but it's one thing to destroy somebody's Tesla when nobody's in it, right?
Yeah.
Versus setting somebody's home on fire while they're in it, whether or not the suspect knew that somebody was in it.
Right.
Yeah, a little different story.
I'm looking at the governor's residence on Google Maps from above.
You're one of those Google Maps guys.
I love it. I go down rabbit holes all the time. But
I hate the fact that that's public for people, by the way.
This place is massive, number one.
It's, and 29,000 square feet.
Yeah. But and then if you see it, like the distance from where the fence would be on the sidewalk in the street to the actual house is about 30 yards. Like, it's not like it's right up against the street. Okay. This guy had to, I mean, the fact that he was able to climb the fence, run into the house, get into the house or somewhere, or he threw it through a window, I don't know, and then get out.
Makes you wonder who was asleep at the wheel.
Exactly.
Because that's probably got to take you at least a minute or two, right?
You would think.
And if that property's under surveillance 24/7 by at least 2 eyes, if not more than, I would like to think that there's more than one set of eyes.
Well, is there a guy sitting in a booth with all the cameras coming in, checking out all that?
There's got to be cameras around the entire perimeter. There's got to be cameras around the entire perimeter. Joe Blow down the street with a 2,000 square foot home has security cameras everywhere.
But
the governor's mansion in Pennsylvania, exactly.
Kurt Roth says Harris didn't pick Josh because he wasn't available. What the hell does that mean? He was available.
What?
Anybody can leave a governor's position. We see senators.
Tim Walz did.
Attorney generals.
Tim Walz. Nobody knew. Nobody in Minnesota knew who Tim Walz was.
Are people forgetting that Tim Walz is the governor of Minnesota? Amazing as that may sound.
There may have been a joke in there somewhere.
Maybe.
I don't know.
The sarcasm font wasn't selected.
We need a sarc font.
That's the problem with social media.
It is.
You can never tell when somebody's being sarcastic or not. I'm guessing it was a sarcastic tweet. Stephen Miller was on, speaking of Philadelphia being an S-hole and a sanctuary city. Stephen Miller says, as we speak, he was on with Hannity on Friday. He says, as we speak, President Trump is working on an EO to crack down on sanctuary cities. Cut 10, roll it.
By the Democrat Party. It's the same attack that we see, Sean, when you have California, a sanctuary state, that is refusing to turn over even illegal alien criminals and gang members to ICE. So these are illegal aliens in California who have been arrested by California police, by California law enforcement for serious crimes, for crimes against children, for felonies, for crimes that threaten public safety, and they are refusing to hand these criminal illegal aliens over to ICE. Instead, they're freeing them back into the cities to offend and offend again. By any definition, what California is doing is criminal. It is a violation of our laws. It is one of the most heinous things that I have seen in my entire life in Washington.
But think about this. Stephen Miller, you go down to the border, and if you were to assist known illegal immigrants and, let's say, transport them, are you aiding and abetting law breaking? Wouldn't you get arrested? Wouldn't I get arrested? Wouldn't anybody watching the show get arrested?
Yes, in fact, you would do significant jail time, particularly under the policies of this administration. By the same token, if you, as an American citizen, put, say, a child into the back of a truck and drive them across straight lines, you'll be prosecuted for child trafficking. The Biden administration itself, the actual government of the United States, trafficked 500,000 children into this country and helped them to disappear. That is criminal. And back to the point about sanctuary states and sanctuary cities, there are laws against harboring. There are laws against evading authorities. There are laws against smuggling, laws against concealing, laws against obstructing justice. President Trump, as we speak, is working on an executive order that will be issued in the very near future that will clamp down and crack down on sanctuary cities as never before. This is a camp.
He's definitely a little spectrum-y. I'm going to agree with Assault Queen.
He's got a rat-a-tat delivery.
He's a tough listen.
He's a real tough listen.
He brings the funk. He brings the alacrity. He brings the intensity. He brings all of the things you need. The alacrity and most. You're right though. Robin doesn't like listening to him. I like watching.
He's a bulldog, though, that guy.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm not talking about the substance.
No, he knows his stuff.
No, just his delivery.
I'm just talking about the delivery. It's a little tough to listen to.
Well, I mean, this is the final step for the Democrats. I mean, if you talk about peeling back the onion one layer at a time, Trump seals off the border. Nobody else can basically come in. Then he's doing deportations. Then obviously we talk about the swing states, what the percentage of illegal immigration increase has looked like since 2021. So once you go in there and you start deporting people, then you get down to the sanctuary cities. This is the question that I would have, though, for every Democrat that lives in a city like Philadelphia, that's a sanctuary city. Joe Smith, with all due respect, what do you think about Mayor Sherrell Parker or anybody in office protecting illegal immigrants, perhaps those that are even violent, dangerous criminals, for the sake of a potential vote while they put your life at jeopardy? How do you continue to vote for somebody that protects the status of somebody that could, in theory, be a danger to you? I wouldn't be able to vote for that person anymore, but that's just me.
Because most voters aren't up on any. Most people on the street have no idea who their mayor is, who their governor is, who their congressperson is. They don't pay attention to this stuff. They don't have to. They're clueless. And again, I'm not saying everybody has to know, but like the Larry Krasner winning back-to-back terms and now going for a third term in Philadelphia is the classic example of people not showing up to vote. And Larry Krasner his term always comes up in an off-year election when most people don't go out to vote. And then he gets all the Soros money. Yeah, exactly. And that's how he wins. And we'll see if he goes 3 in a row. The Inquirer's still trying to prop him up. And that's the big problem.
Think about this, too. With Megan's Law, when you're a registered sex offender, the whole world has to know about it, and rightfully so. You're a danger. You're not allowed within a certain distance of schools and things like that. Yet in sanctuary cities, we protect people like that versus, I don't know if the Megan's Law is a good comparison, but it's something that came to my mind of on one hand, we are showing, hey, right over there, this guy, if he's in your neighborhood, just know, and rightfully so, they should have to alert the public. But yet we have mayors and governors that are willing to violate the law and keep things in secrecy for the sake of pulling off their ultimate objective. Seems very un-American.
Maintaining power.
Yeah.
Remember, we used to have things which told us if there were convicted pedophiles living in our neighborhood. Remember that? That was like 20 years ago. You had a right to know if there were people in your neighborhood, and as a parent, that there were people who should be identified. Now, I'm not saying go to their houses and destroy them, but let them know that there are people in your neighborhood who have been convicted of pedophilia. That was a right to know thing. That stuff's all gone out the window now. Now you can have a terrorist living next door, and if you rat them out, you're the bad guy.
Get on over to YouTube, youtube.com/@1210WPHT. I'm going to play a few visual things for you guys. We talked about, let's start with cut 12. We talked on Friday about the helicopter that went down from was it a CEO of Siemens Furniture or
Yes.
something like that? And his family. They were out there doing one of those sightseeing trips for across the New York skyline, and something happened with the helicopter where the blade detached from the helicopter itself, and it was so CNN obtained apparently because there's footage everywhere except in the governor's mansion. There's somebody had like one of those Ring doorbell things that you could see. They weren't home at the time, but you could see the actual moment when the helicopter goes up and it detaching and it falling down. It's kind of hard to watch.
It is.
But if you want
the main rotor comes off first, and then the tail rotor, and it goes straight down into the water.
How does that happen?
And the pilot was like a Navy SEAL or a Marine or something like that.
Yeah, he was a Navy SEAL, African American guy who said he moved to New York because he wanted to advance his career. He was a pilot.
Yeah.
And by the way, as of this morning, that company that runs that one of those travel things off the piers to go around the Statue of Liberty, they have announced bankruptcy. And that's a big deal in New York.
Yeah.
It's a big deal in a lot of places. Grand Canyon.
I did
Hawaii.
in Hawaii.
Helicopter tours everywhere. And so that company is now declared bankruptcy because they're going to be sued into oblivion. No doubt about that.
Tom Walsh says not furniture, high-tech company. Okay.
Correct.
Right, yeah. Sorry about that.
Siemens. SIEMENS.
All right, roll this.
Turning to the deadly helicopter crash in New York that killed a family of 5 and the pilot. New CCTV video obtained by CNN captures the moment the sightseeing helicopter broke apart in flight. We have it highlighted here in the video. The couple who took this video says they weren't home at the time of the crash, but they heard about it and decided to check their camera.
Oh, my Lord.
Now federal investigators are working to figure out what caused the chopper to spiral into the river. CNN.
Well, based on Harry Mays' revelations of research today, I'm going to use Google Maps moving forward as opposed to helicopters. You can't get me up there for that. I am not that interested
it's awesome.
in the sight lines of New York City.
It was awesome.
I'll just check it out on YouTube. I'm good.
And the Chicago teacher that was accused of molesting a 15-year-old boy was spotted over the weekend with her husband after telling police he was aware of the boy. So I don't know if you saw this revelation, but apparently the husband was aware of this. He says that this kid was stalking his wife.
So now he's basically coming to the aid of her.
Yes, yes. So they were.
I thought he was getting divorced.
They were together over the weekend. Here's the video. Roll the video, Phil.
Well, she's out on bond.
You can see the video of them speaking, and if you're watching right now on YouTube, you can see their wedding photos next to. They're both so young.
You can just grab whatever you need.
There you go.
Whatever
I need. That's the.
Whatever you need. Your phone, your purse, go ahead and grab it. Is she going somewhere? Yeah, we're gonna explain everything to you guys. So go ahead and turn around for me.
This is the body cam footage. There you go. So her name is Christina Formella. She told police that her husband, Michael, knew about the student, but that the boy was her stalker. The husband, however, told police that he was in the dark about the boy and had no knowledge of the situation involving him. According to investigators, Formella molested the student in her classroom shortly before she got married to her now husband. She was also allegedly still in love with the boy when she got married to her now husband, according to notes on her phone. The couple reportedly had multiple weddings, including one on the Amalfi Coast in Italy in 2024. So.
Was Dawn there?
Multiple weddings to the same broad.
Yeah.
I'm against second marriages in general. He had 2 with the same chick.
Yeah.
It seems like we've had conflicting reports on this.
Yeah, there's been a lot of different reports.
It sounds like a sloppy household. I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
If I'm one thing if there's infidelity, another thing when it's infidelity with a minor. If I'm that dude, I'm moving on. I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm out.
You're out.
And the sad thing is that we all look at the rash of these young female teachers who are good-looking women who have done this stuff, And I know the joke is, well, why didn't we have teachers like that? But it seems to be, and obviously we have more and more footage, we have more and more capabilities of knowing what's going on than we used to. But the fact that these women are all going after these young kids, is that a new phenomenon, or is it just something we didn't know about before?
A great question. I don't know.
Well, Tony, you brought it up, and I feel like everybody's saying this, that we didn't have teachers like that when I was in school.
We didn't.
You didn't have a hot teacher at any point in your life?
They were hot, but they weren't coming after us.
Oh, I'm not talking.
I had nuns.
No, I'm not talking about being attracted to a 15-year-old. That's disgusting. I'm talking about just like this notion that dudes growing up in junior high school and high school didn't see a female teacher and were like, damn.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Okay.
She lived right across the street from me.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I always felt like they were hotter in high school. Like all of my teachers in elementary school, they were like 65.
Yeah, you're
they
right.
They were getting ready to retire.
Same with me.
Right?
Yeah.
Must be a Pennsylvania thing.
By the way, we're now hearing that the suspect who has been arrested in the arson attempt at the governor's mansion, Josh Shapiro's house over the weekend, was actually lived in Butler, the same city where the situation happened with Donald Trump
now, who's saying that?
last summer. There's one report on the internet. Now,
wow.
It looks like a legitimate news operation, but again, we'll find out. I know we're saying it's like in the Harrisburg suburb, but I haven't been to Harrisburg in decades. I mean, who really goes to Harrisburg unless you're going out, to the farm show?
Yeah.
Unless you go to the farm show regular, aren't you? Nick goes out to the farm show.
I used to go to
right?
concerts at City Island.
Yeah. I was born and raised on a farm show.
Yeah. But Bob
Called the
Miraz
Lehigh Valley.
on the chat says it's all Van Halen's fault. Hot for teacher.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, it
That's
really
very
is.
good.
Exactly right, man.
Ta-da!
Exactly right.
This Louisiana man rode his horse through a Walmart.
Now you see why Stalker goes to Target.
So this guy, so he's this video went viral, and I'm sure he's an influencer who did this to go viral, but he wanted to prove a point about emotional support animals, and I say this all the time. We went through this with that stupid deer, Baby the deer that we got called out on the carpet for.
I'm so sick of that damn deer.
Because that deer was this woman's emotional support animal. So, like, I don't know, if you have an emotional support horse, can you bring that into a Walmart? Apparently you can. This is Mason Webb, and his, quote, cutthroat cowboys went viral after they rode their horses around the store. Roll this video, youtube.com.
What went through y'all mind before y'all went up in Walmart, man? I mean, it was fun. We went famous. That's all. We ain't want to hurt nobody or nothing.
Oh,
just know. Gotcha. I get me hit over 3 million views from what I seen. Yeah. Was it like planned to go in beforehand, or was like we were just there and y'all were like, let's go?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Hey, we just went in there, rode. We always ride to Baker, and we just wanted to do it that day. Hey.
Got you.
Yeah. Cutthroat Cowboys, baby.
Yeah, they had some people saying like, it's no different than riding a dog, bringing the dog.
Oh yeah, that's my emotional support animal. Basically, yeah.
Anything else you want to
That's
say?
it.
That's
All
it.
right. Yeah, I'm done with the ESA nonsense. Like, I get it. People need emotional support animals. I understand it's verified.
Yeah.
It's, it's a real thing, doctors. But, like, remember the story a year or two ago on this show? The guy that wanted to take the ESA crocodile into the Phillies game?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So now we have the emotional support horse.
Was it on a leash?
At Walmart. Yeah, it was like 2 years ago. It was either an alligator or a crocodile. Somebody here in Philadelphia. And I think it was the Phillies initially rejected it.
Yep.
Okay.
Which, I mean,
He
you don't
brought him
know.
up to the gate.
Yes.
And they were like, no.
Yeah.
Wow. Did he have to buy a ticket for the gator? Or?
I mean, it was, doing the gator chomp,
Yeah,
like the whole
exactly.
bit. But, I mean, you can't be risking other people getting their limbs snapped off because of somebody's ESA. Why can't you just have a dog or a
two
domesticated animal?
Two things with this. This is why I hate social media and influencers who do things for clicks.
Yeah.
But also, this shows the absurd nature of the emotional support,
Right.
whatever.
Yes.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the fact that you can claim anything as an emotional support animal.
I
which
mean,
is
what's
ridiculous.
next? A rhinoceros?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah, the story was September 29th of 2023. Joey Henney and his emotional support alligator, Wally.
Yes.
Everybody names it
Wally.
Wally. Because you know why? Because Wally Gator was the
Wally
greatest
Gator.
alligator in the swamp. So it's not a crocodile, it's an alligator.
Okay.
Very different. They were denied entry to a Phillies game at Citizens Bank Park. But Howard Eskin let him in the back door, and then he finally got fired after that. I'm just kidding. I mean, Howard and I are buddies. I haven't busted chops.
It's just
All right, we have a little bit more, and then we'll finish this up on the other side.
All right, Kayal and Company, as we continue, don't forget, today in music history, our morning mystery movie clip, and also, time permitting, Phil Omquist at the White House when apparently nobody else was at the White
The
House.
correspondent.
Just Phil. The whole place emptied out for South Beach for UFC 314. And Phil snuck in the back door.
I mean, time permitting, we have all the time in the world, Kayal.
That's true. We still have like another
Does
hour.
Does he have footage from the North Lawn?
Maybe he was in the Rose Garden. You're going to have to stick around to find out. It's Kayal and Company. Stay right there.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
As a business owner, you wear a lot of hats. One minute you're ordering today's inventory, and the next you're planning tomorrow's expansion. It's complicated, but your business credit card should be simple. With the Signify Business Cash Card by Wells Fargo, you earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases for your business with no caps or categories to track. Signify Business Cash, the deliberately simple business credit card. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/signify. Terms apply.
Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow by New Nordic. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or at your local CVS.
At Citizens, we know when you're into something, you seek out advice. We all do. When you're into fitness, you got a trainer.
Another 12 reps. Let's go.
Wellness, a meditation expert.
And breathe.
And a stylist when you realized fuchsia wasn't your color.
That's so you.
So, what about advice for your money? From making a plan to reaching your goals, Citizens has the guidance you've been looking for all along. Make sense of your money with Citizens. Get started at your local branch or online at citizensbank.com/made-ready.
You know the story of the 3 bears? They all sold replacement windows. You remember that, right? So Goldilocks goes up to the big bear and he tries to feed her a humongous price. And luckily she didn't bite. She checked out the bear with that unusually low price and realized his windows, well, they're sort of like what the bear does in the woods. But then she called Keystone Window. We're the middle bear. A high-quality Energy Star vinyl window, a better value. Like Goldilocks always says, just right. And you know how the story ends? She lives happily ever after because Keystone Window carries a 50-year warranty. That had Goldilocks singing with joy, so we asked her to sing our jingle. 267-308-2500. 267-308-2500. Windows for a lifetime. Keystone Window, a better window, an honest price.
Need new windows, pick up the phone. Keystone.
You know you have pride in your team when you offer a guarantee for the life of your roof. That's right, for decades and thousands of roof installations, the award-winning team at GP Martini lives for roofing. That's why homeowners trust GP Martini to protect their largest investment. Whether you're considering an asphalt, shingle roof, metal roof, or even a solar roof, you can trust GP Martini Roofing. Visit martiniroofing.com. There's probably a satisfied GP Martini customer in your neighborhood. martiniroofing.com.
Success is picking up extra shifts for your family. Now you want to be the boss. Success is getting your foot in the door. Now you want to take the next step. Success looks different to everyone, and University of Maryland Global Campus can help you reach your goals. And there's never been a better time to get started on your future. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 14th. As an accredited state university, UMGC has been transforming lives for over 75 years. With more than 135 undergraduate and graduate degrees and certificates, online and hybrid courses, personalized support, financial resources, and lifetime career services, achieving your dreams is more possible than ever before. Choose the program that's right for your career goals and get started on your next success. Get your application fee waived now. Classes start May 14th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Dial #law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Don't miss the Labor and Energy Show with J-Doc and Krause. Brought to you by the Labor and Energy Alliance this Saturday night at 6. Find out about the important issues that will affect you. The Labor and Energy Show, Saturday night at 6 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Free speech lives here. With Don Stensland, 10 till noon. On Odyssey's #1 talk station, 1210 WPHT.
Stocker's got the jukebox fired up on a Monday. It's Kayal and Company. Nick, Tony, Harry, and Greg. Phil Almquist getting ready to approach the on-deck circle. Big news.
I have breaking news, though. I have breaking news from the Wall Street. I know Stool Presidente will be happy today because tech stocks are going through the roof at this hour.
Oh, yeah?
Apple, Nvidia, big-time jumps because they get the exemption. Yeah, Apple, AMD, Nvidia, going crazy this morning because Nvidia says they're going to start making chips in the United States, so that's going to keep going up. Apple stock is going up because they're the Magnificent Seven stocks, which are getting, as far as the Trump tariffs, they're getting a pass. So Apple's up to Apple's up like $12 a share, almost 6%. And people are going crazy right now. So
what about Taiwan
Amazon?
Semiconductor?
I don't have the full board. I just have the Yahoo Finance ticker. So Amazon's up. Everybody's going up. Not the whole stock market, but the tech sector, which represents a lot of the big billions and billions of dollars of stuff. Tesla's up today too.
We've got other breaking news too.
We do.
Nick.
The Associated Press reporting that the suspect in the arson of Josh Shapiro's residence planned to beat him
with a hammer.
The AP. The AP just writing a man who authorities said scaled an iron security fence in the middle of the night, eluded police, and broke into Shapiro's mansion, where he set fire. Had planned to beat Shapiro with a hammer if he found him, according to court documents released today.
A small sledgehammer.
The hammering. Yes.
A small sledgehammer. So
Is that the guy who was in Nancy Pelosi's house with the husband? Remember that night when he had the hammer?
Yeah. It's funny you say that. It's exactly what we were just referencing, the Paul Pelosi, David DePape story.
Yeah.
Now, what kind of hammer? Was it a ball peen? Was it
a small
mallet?
sledgehammer, it says.
Yeah. And by the way,
even a small sledgehammer can do some damage.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we gave you the update last week. DePape's in jail for the rest of his life.
He is.
I know.
This guy's not getting out of jail. He's gone forever.
No.
I mean, this is life in prison, no question.
But it goes on.
So this guy climbs out. Let me repeat. Guy climbs over a fence at the governor's mansion, goes 30 yards with an incendiary device and a hammer, gets in, and sets the place on fire, but had to leave before he got the hammer. Josh Shapiro, who was upstairs, after his Seder dinner.
Yeah.
Yep.
And how does that work? Do you set the place on fire and then try to beat somebody? Do you beat them and then set it on fire to demolish the whole property? I mean, this guy legitimately, now I obviously came off as a big-time amateur, but still did tremendous damage.
It says here that Balmer walked an hour from his home to the governor's residence.
Well, there's a mental health issue. I'm not walking an hour anyway.
At 2 o'clock in the morning, he's walking down the street in Harrisburg.
And during the police interview, Balmer admitted to harboring hatred towards Governor Shapiro, according to the affidavit by police.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, do you think he loved the guy?
No, I know, but I'm...
It's amazing. In 48 hours, we know more about this guy than we do about Thomas Matthew Crooks.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly right.
Yep.
Cut 24 here, talking about what Tony was saying about the stock market and the exemptions that were, I guess, over the weekend, where we just today we're trading this and then tariffs here and accept this and no this and not this. Hassett was on with Jake Tapper. Talking about addressing the trade policy that the United States has. Roland.
Well, what do you say to small business owners or even big business owners who say they're having difficulty making long-term business decisions because the country seems right now to be run by capricious whim?
Oh, I don't think at all it's run by capricious whim. The way that I would think about it is that in the previous administration, you could sort of say, if you're thinking about it in the football analogy, is that they were running out the clock. And that what's going on now in the Trump administration is across a wide array of policy areas, we're in a 2-minute offense. And the 2-minute offense is pushing, as you've seen, the reconciliation bill through so that we get tax relief for American people, deregulation, and, of course, trade policy. Now, on the trade policy, the whole point of the trade policy is to address the national emergency that we're too dependent on foreign products in the U.S., especially if we were at a time of conflict, and we're doing something about that. And the Reciprocal Act was basically, guys, if you come to the table and negotiate with us and treat us the same way we treat you, then we'll get your rate really low. And so right now, 130 countries have responded, and we're negotiating with them, and they've got their rate down to 10%. And so really, it's kind of almost a two-world system. There's a process about China, and that's very, very nascent, if at all, and then the process for everybody else. So the process for everybody else is orderly, it's clear, people are coming to town with great offers. We've got Japan, Korea, India. I was just talking to the foreign minister of India, and everything is moving forward very quickly. And so I guess the bottom line is that the small business owner has experienced over the last few weeks the start of a process that's settling down really quite quickly. Again, 130 countries are at 10% now.
So let's talk about these 130 countries, because as you know better than I do.
So I'm guessing, Tony, this is why we saw the stocks for the technology companies on the rise. I mean, so
absolutely. And then NVIDIA is opening a factory in Arizona to make chips. Yeah, so that's a big deal. So I believe it was Joe Biden said to Barack Obama during the Obamacare rollout, this is a big effing deal.
Big effing deal.
It's all about the chips, Harry. It's all about the chips.
Yep.
So the tariffs remain in place on China, but Apple iPhones are exempt from the tariff, is what I gather. Is that true?
Yeah, a lot of Apple product and chips coming from China. And then supposedly there was a report yesterday that China's saying, let's just drop all the tariffs. So I don't know about that, but I do know when you look at the live stock tickers, you can see what's going on in the tech sector.
Gotcha.
Sector.
Yeah. Dana White, we talked a lot about Bill Maher meeting with President Trump last week. With the dinner, it was Kid Rock, President Trump, Bill Maher, and Dana White was there. Dana White addressed the meeting with Bill Maher on Fox News. This has got 25, Phil. Roll it.
The first thing that happens is Bill Maher walks into the Oval Office, and me and the president were in there, and he has a piece of paper with every name that the president has called him over the last, however many years. There were like 100 names on this list, and it was hilarious. Thank God he had 2 of them, because I had them both sign it, and I'm getting it framed and hanging it in my office. But I think the coolest thing about that meeting and that dinner was 2 guys who have not liked each other for a very long time, 2 guys who have many opposing views, got together and sat down and talked, and they talked about a lot of things that they agree on and a lot of things that they disagree on. But Kid Rock and I always say, and you know this better than anybody, nobody walks into a meeting or a dinner with Donald Trump and walks out and doesn't like him. It's impossible. And if you say you don't, you're lying.
It's the charm vortex. You fall into the charm vortex.
Sorry.
What, wasn't it Dana White that said about 2 months ago that he's done with politics and he's exhausted by it? He did Trump a favor one time as a friend, and now he's out. So now he was there on Saturday, I guess, at the White House.
Well, it's his event. I mean, no, not the dinner, but I mean when Dana White walks into the arenas last Friday, Saturday night was in Miami.
Oh yeah,
you don't think he gets a charge out of walking in with that entourage?
Oh no, I'm talking about being at the dinner at the White House with Bill Maher. I thought I thought he said he was he's done his service to his boy. By the way, that clip courtesy of state-run media, the Laura Trump show.
It is state-run.
Or maybe
media.
it was.
By the way,
is it state-ran? State-run? I don't know.
State-run
I'm sure somebody will correct me.
By the way,
they
Princess
won't challenge me on my point that it's state-run media. They'll just correct my grammar.
Somebody actually listened. Princess Schneewitchen says, "This is my first attempt to make Tony Bruno show action figure," and she posted, "No, I don't look like that."
Yeah,
Kevin
Pools
is not good.
Kevin Pools tried to do it with me too. It doesn't look like me at all.
No?
So, yeah, no. Yeah, he's also taking a 20-year-old picture of me. You know what I mean? So it doesn't really look like me.
Is that the one with you with the seashell necklace on?
Yes. that's like one of my wedding
He has
photos.
like a puka shell.
Yeah, it was 2008
Is that when you went to
or something.
He looks like Nick Carter.
Is that when you
from the
went to
Backstreet
Coachella
Boys.
for the first time?
It was when I went to Coachella.
Now, where are you seeing this stuff? I'm not.
It's all on X.
It's on X.
It's all
it's on X.
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm missing it.
We have more. So the Blue Origin took off. So we will have
it's
that.
off? It's 11 minutes over yet?
Well, it took off at 9:30, so theoretically it should be coming back soon. So we'll have that footage. Plus, CBS News was on with some woke scientist, and they corrected the CBS News people about mankind and humankind.
Ooh.
It's amazing. It's an amazing piece of audio. Plus, we'll get into real IDs. We have all of this stuff still on the other side.
All right. Kayal and Company back after this. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6986. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6986. That's 800-575-6986.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 267-692-6136. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 267-692-6136. That's 267-692-6136.
My name is Barbara Panzano. I live in Hatboro, Pennsylvania. It's really important to get involved with Crash Proof sooner rather than later. You're going to make more than you ever made in the stock market. With Crash Proof, I actually made double digits in 2 of my accounts. One was over 20% and one was over 13%. unbelievable returns for my first year. And the best thing is, with this volatile market, it's not going to affect me. I know that I'm guaranteed my principal. The double-digit returns that I earned will never be taken away. With the tariffs and a potential trade war, it's going to be a very rough year. But I won't be experiencing any of that pain because I'm involved in crash-proof retirement. I have peace of mind, and I don't have to stay up worrying about it at night anymore.
Schedule an appointment or register for our next event at the Mendenhall Inn on April 22nd, 800-722-9728 or crashproofretirement.com.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
The extensive selection at Mercedes-Benz of Westchester, Wilmington, and Atlantic City combines luxury with performance across the full line of sedans, SUVs, coupes, roadsters, and more. From the powerful engine of the 2025 C-Class sedan to the impressive towing capacity of the 2025 GLE SUV, you're going to find a luxury vehicle that meets your needs. Schedule a test drive behind the wheel of your dream Mercedes-Benz. Shop Mercedes-Benz of Westchester, Wilmington, Atlantic City. PiazzaPremiumAutos.com. Piazza, PiazzaPremiumAutos.com. Tell Dawn sent you.
Have you subscribed to our YouTube channel yet?
Not yet.
Do it today.
Okay.
At 1210 WPHT.
You get a shiver in the dark, it's raining in the park, but meantime, sound of the river, you stop and you hold everything.
Kayal and Company, as we roll on, 9:47 Monday morning, we will get to Jimmy Kelly's movie clip, as well as Phil Almquist today in music history, and also Phil's recap of his White House visit.
Wow.
Yeah.
White House visit.
He did take a picture in front of the assassination photo attempt.
Is that the one that he removed, Trump removed for Barack Obama?
Allegedly.
Is that true? Because I
know.
heard that, and I didn't want to run with that if that was not real. Because, the White House is kind of big.
But it's assassination attempt photo, not assassination photo attempt.
Right. Correct.
Yeah.
Exactly.
See, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go back to the cut sheet.
The Blue Origin took off. Phil, do you have this? And then you can run in here after you pull this. Blue Origin took off around 9:30 this morning, 9:31 to be exact. Roll it.
Command engine start. 2, 1, ignition. Liftoff.
Liftoff.
New Shepard has cleared the tower.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It is. It's beautiful.
It's very phallic looking.
Yes, it is. Well, all rockets are.
Oh, it's all female crew.
Yeah, it's all women.
Yeah.
We're all men here.
Yep.
And remember, they don't have spacesuits on. They have like spandex.
Yeah.
Which is very, very nice, by the way. It's quality spandex.
62 miles. 62 miles they're going to get right above Earth.
And then where do they come down? Like in the ocean, like somewhere? Like
no, the exact same place. It comes
really?
straight down.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I think they're going to add that to Great Adventure this summer.
I was just going to say that.
After they got rid of that other. Yeah. It goes up. Yeah. You don't have to go up 62 miles. Just get up there and then come back down.
You need one of those passes though to go to the front of the line, Tony, like you had out in Disney.
Yeah, speed pass.
Exactly right.
Yeah. You get those at Dorney Park.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm not one of those park people, by the way.
Yeah.
Pain in the ass. All right, that's good work out of Blue Oyster Cult.
Blue Origin.
The Blue Oyster Cult.
Once they get back to Earth, we will play that too as well in the next.
I think they'll be on The View tomorrow. The whole show will be dedicated to their 11-minute sojourn.
You have to see this video too that happened on the CBS Morning Show, but we'll get to all of that in a couple minutes.
The other video you have to see is 60 Minutes sent one of their stooges to Zelensky yesterday, and Zelensky said that Donald Trump has to go to Ukraine to get this peace thing going. So 60 Minutes sends a reporter to sit down with Zelensky, and then on the 60 Minutes piece last night, which will be another big story today, Zelensky says he's got to come here personally to negotiate with me. Wow. Would you go to Ukraine if you're Trump?
No,
make him come here.
Well, he already did.
Come to Ukraine.
Come here again and dress better next time, you schlub.
Come to Ukraine and give us money.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, let's get to Jimmy Kelly. It's time for the Morning Mystery Movie Clip.
And now, the Morning Mystery Movie Clip on Kayal Company. Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
Out of ammunition, Mr. Hodgson?
Oh, a friend of mine at NASA sent me this.
I'm surprised that you bother coming out at all. Surely you could develop some kind of a gadget that would allow you to sit in the clubhouse and just punch buttons all day.
That's funny. I got a friend of mine working on that, too.
Doesn't that take some of the sport out of it?
Not at all. A lot of things could go wrong. Your batteries could go low. They could get static.
Terrible
Anything
movie.
could happen. You know, sometimes the signal interferes with a pacemaker.
So bad.
Think you know what it is? Be caller 12 at 855-839-1210, and you could win this great prize.
Jimmy Kelly's going to be bent out of shape. He came in here all ecstatic to tell us about it. But if you can identify it by being caller 12 at 855-839-1210, you'll get a pair of Fandango movie codes to see Thunderbolts from Marvel Studios. Only in theaters.
Now, I know who the male actor is, but a voice. He's mostly a comedian, but I don't know the movie.
All right. Well, that was Jackie Mason.
The great Jackie Mason, correct.
All right, caller 12, 855-839-1210. Best of luck. Now we get to what occurred today in music history.
What happened on this day in music history? Music history on Kayal Company.
Today, April 14th, we celebrate the birthday of Richie Blackmore from Deep Purple, who's 80. Heavenly birthday shouts to Loretta Lynn, and we also lost Percy Sledge in 2015, Burl Ives in 95, and Peter Steele from Typo Negative in 2010. Signal Coup Tumbly Dice by the Stones in 72, and Eyes Without a Face by Billy Idol in 84. Album to Coup My Own Prison by Creed in 97. Iron Maiden's debut in 80. Diver Down by Van Halen in 82, and Black Diamonds by LA Guns 2 years ago. Also in 2013, Justin Bieber caused outrage after writing a message in a guest book at the Anne Frank Museum, which stated he hoped Anne Frank would have been a fan. In 75, that's true, the Stones announced Ronnie Wood would be joining the band. In 70, CCR made their live UK debut. In 63, the Stones played a show with all four Beatles in attendance. In 2018, Dire Straits, Bon Jovi, The Cars, and the Moody Blues are all inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And in 80, a New Jersey State Assemblyman introduced a resolution to make Born to Run by Bruce the official state song of New Jersey. But lastly, on this day in 2016, Prince played his last show as he died a week later. For Kayal Company.
Wow.
Phil Up.
He never disappoints, folks.
Never.
Ever.
No, he doesn't.
10
no,
out
he
of 10
doesn't.
every time.
He does a great job.
There he is.
By the way, Phil Umquist.
Yeah.
Since you're here.
We need to hear about the trip, right?
Well, yes.
Well, he's got photo evidence, too.
But I have to go back in there and control all the...
Well, hang on. Before you do that, because we have plenty of time.
Okay, well, I was going to say...
Everybody just relax.
Yeah, by all means, take your time.
We've got nothing but time.
I'm shot. I've got nothing left to say. So whatever you guys plan is fine by me.
You debuted your music show. What was the date you debuted it?
It would have been the 22nd, I believe.
The 22nd.
I believe it's because I've done
March.
4 shows. Yeah, 4 shows so far.
What are you, foreign?
Would you like to know that in your debut, you beat WMMR,
Wow,
Q102, WOGL, WTDY, B101, WHYY, and a sports station called WPEN. I'm not sure which one that is, but yeah, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Good job.
Let's give him a roaring round of applause and a raise on his way out the door today, ladies and gentlemen.
So not only are we the best talk station in
We're
Philadelphia,
the best music station too.
We're the best we're the best music station in Philadelphia too. That's amazing.
Wait a minute. Did he beat Bob Pantano Saturday night dance party?
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
All right.
I don't know if, to be fair to Bob Pantano, I don't know if those shows interact or like if there's a crossover there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Man.
Congratulations, my friend.
Why, thank you.
He's emotional, folks. Look at that.
I knew. I said to him the first time I saw him, I said, You got a gift.
Especially when I was playing Metal Church on Saturday night.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Good job.
Exactly right.
By the way, he gets emotional like that watching the Jets on Sunday as well. But for different
that's a
reasons.
different emotion.
By the way, things could all go downhill. Maybe people just tuned in just to see what it is.
Yeah, it was an early bump.
But for the
But I'll take it. I'll take it.
For the first week, you did a great job.
The
Thank you.
curiosity.
That show's got legs. That show's got legs and ZZ Top. Next weekend, by the way, it's going to be.
Well, we should hear about the White House visit on the other side.
Yes.
That show has legs, and he knows how to use them. Phil Almquist, good work.
Yes,
and by the way, Phil, when you're still dunking on people 32 months in, let people know about it as well.
I will. Nick does.
Kayal and Company, bonus time on the other side. Trip to the White House, and then it's Dom time. Stay right there.
Hi, this is Dom Giordano. Spring is here. Don't let stiff or achy joints hold you back. Rescue Natural Supplements is proud to bring you Rescue Glyco Plus. This incredible supplement is specially formulated to support joint comfort and flexibility with a powerful blend of green lip muscle complex and UC2 collagens. This unique combination helps maintain healthy cartilage and provide smoother, more comfortable joint movement. Right now, Rescue Glyco Plus is buy one, get one free for anyone with our exclusive radio code. Just use the code RELIEF to double up your order for free. Again, that's RELIEF. Call today at 800-26-LIFE, 800-262-5483. Speak to a knowledgeable rescue product consultant. You can also use the code online when you visit res-q.com, res-q.com. Get back into action with less pain and more comfort. Again, use that code RELIEF to buy one, get one free on Rescue Glyco Plus.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey, it's Rich Zioli. Are you looking for a lawn care service that delivers great results and is safer for your family and pets? That's why I chose Natural Lawn of America. That's my lawn care company. Their custom approach uses organic fertilizers and safer weed and insect controls, ensuring a healthier lawn season after season. Right now, take advantage of their limited time offer. Free seeding every year. Call 800-FREE-SEED today. Choose my lawn care company, Natural Lawn of America. Greener grass, fewer weeds, guaranteed.
Hey, this is Larry Steiners with Investor Schooling. Listen, I know sometimes you worry about coming to see me because you don't want to invest in real estate, because you don't want to deal with toilets, trash, or tenants. I'm going to teach you a way that you don't have to deal with toilets, trash, or tenants, or even own any real estate and invest in real estate at the same time. You want to learn this, so go to investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com and take a complimentary class this Thursday, and I promise you, no toilets, no trash, no tenants.
Hi, this is Dom Giordano. Water quality continues to be in topic. Ensure your family is drinking clean, pure water with the Kinetico water system from Martin Water Conditioning. The Kinetico system improves all the impurities from your water. What comes out of the tap? Crystal clear, all natural, delicious water. Put the Martin Water Conditioning family's passion for water to work for you. Do what I did. Contact Martin Water Conditioning. Visit martinwater.com. martinwater.com. Be sure to tell them Dom sent you.
How would you like to have Joel Embiid, Charles Barkley, and Chip Snapper at your next event? Hire Joe Conklin, the man of 1,000 voices for corporate events and private parties.
We hired Joe Conklin, a comedian. The guy's fantastic.
We hired Joe for our sales meeting, and he was hilarious. He had everyone from our top management down to the peons cracking up laughing.
We had Joe Conklin, and we did not stop laughing for the whole show.
Hire Joe Conklin now for corporate events and private parties. Go to joeconklin.com. joeconklin.com.
From Broomall to Blackwood, we know your favorite station is Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Kayal and Company, 10:01, live on a Monday morning. Bonus content. Talk Radio 1210, WPHT. Nick Kayal, Tony Bruno, Harry Mays, Greg Stocker, Phil Almquist. We'll get to Dom Giordano coming up in a little bit, as well as more of the cut sheet. And Phil's going to take us through his trip that was to the White House on Saturday. And we'll do that coming up shortly as well. But before that, let's get our morning mystery movie clip winner. We've got Bob.
Bob!
In media. Bob, what movie did we just play for you?
Bob.
That was Caddyshack 2.
Yeah, Bob.
Caddyshack 2.
The
Congratulations.
worst sequel ever of any movie.
Yep.
Wow.
It's right up there.
Worst ever.
It's
But
on
Jackie
the Mount
Mason.
Rushmore.
Wow.
Yeah, but Jackie Mason kvetched really well in that.
He did.
Yeah.
Well, Bob, congratulations. You got yourself the Fandango movie codes to see Thunderbolts from Marvel Studios. It's coming up Thursday in theaters May 2nd.
Thanks, Nick. I appreciate it.
You got it,
guys
Bob.
are great. Listen to you all the time.
Our
Thank
brother.
you, Bob.
There's
Thanks,
Bob in
Bob.
media.
Bob!
We love Bob.
I love Bob.
Bob.
Bob!
Great name.
We'll get to Phil's trip to the White House in 1 second. I just wanted to
This is the longest tease for a White House visit since Nikita Khrushchev went to the White House back in the 60s.
This is also the longest cut sheet that started at 7:45 and it's now 10:02.
Oh, well, I mean, it's the weekend. It's the freaking weekend. We had a lot of stuff.
I'm gonna do 33 here, Phil. This is so Trump does these impromptu press conferences on Air Force One like he normally does.
2 in the morning.
And he was coming home from the UFC fight, and he had his granddaughter Kai with him. And listen to this interaction. This is amazing. Roll this.
Kai, come on over. You know the fake news? Fake news.
Hey, what's up, everyone? How are you guys? Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. We're just doing a news conference. You want to partake?
I'll ask some stuff.
She's a great athlete, actually, great golfer. And great student, actually. So go ahead. Any other questions?
On Monday, you're having a meeting with the president of El Salvador.
Yes.
What do you want to achieve there? Do you have any concerns about that prison?
Put your seatbelts on.
No, I think he's doing a fantastic job, and he's taking care of a lot of problems that we have that we really wouldn't be able to take care of from a cost standpoint. And he's been amazing. We have some very bad people in that prison, people that should have never been allowed into our country, people that murdered, drug dealers, some of the worst people on earth are in that prison, and he's able to do that.
You know, I'm pretty sure that Kai Trump is going to be able to handle the pressures of playing college golf at Miami after being around
absolutely.
Dad with or Pop-Pop with the media.
But she did finish dead last in that tournament that she was invited to with junior.
Of course you would. Of course you would. Know
Dead
that.
last,
Oh,
like
wow.
26 strokes behind the second dead last person.
I can relate to that.
He also talked about.
Oh, you know, she was. You notice she had a sweatshirt on after that because she wasn't at the UFC fight. She was on, and it's probably freezing up there in Air Force One.
Yeah.
At 2 in the morning. At 2 in the morning, especially.
He's freezing his ass off.
Introducing her to the fake news.
It's amazing.
The fake news.
That's an amazing.
Do you know the fake news?
That's an amazing clip. That is an amazing clip.
It really is.
He released his physical over the weekend.
I saw this.
You guys, can we discuss this for a second?
I actually think it's true.
What did he?
He's down 20. I don't want to steal it, but is it in
No,
the clip?
no, I don't think it's in the
Okay.
clip what he actually was. Like, he talks about releasing his physical. But
He's
then
down. They said 6'3", 224, down from 6'3", 244.
There's zero chance he's 224.
Well, here's what
Zero.
Let me explain why I think they're correct.
Uh-oh.
Not from 244 to 224. I think he's probably down from like 265 to 245. But he has lost weight. He looks a lot thinner.
100%.
The numbers are off, but the concept is true.
There is zero chance he's 224.
There's
Zero.
No way. There's no way.
There's zero. And I know.
I'm 216.
People put side by side Trump and DK Metcalf over the weekend because DK Metcalf is 224. But to be fair, muscle weighs more than fat does.
Correct.
So like you could be 224 and be ripped. But there's zero chance he's 224.
There's no shot.
Zero.
No shot.
All right, let's hear about the physical.
So I think most of you have seen they released my physical. I did the physical on Friday, and I understand it was a very good report. The numbers were perfect. And I took a cognitive exam, and I would challenge anybody here to meet those marks because I have a perfect mark. Were you impressed by that?
I am impressed, and I'm not going to take that test.
But you're not that surprised, right?
I'm not surprised at all.
You aren't. That's good.
He had a perfect physical.
Yeah. He would challenge anybody to.
Carl Mayer says, Greg, you look 20 pounds heavier on TV. I agree with all of that.
Yeah.
But I've met him in real life.
Uh-huh.
There's zero chance he's 224.
Yeah.
Zero.
I don't care. Seriously, I don't care what he weighs. The guy's going 24/7, 7 days a week, and he doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, and doesn't do drugs for all we know.
Yep.
I mean, the guy you have to give him credit. He has amazing energy.
Oh,
yeah, no doubt.
Oh, the last president was asleep for 5 hours at 2 a.m.
By the way, Biden was
5.
Biden was probably 224. Seriously.
Yeah, I could see that.
You know what I mean? Like,
at least 210. Yeah, if not a little more.
How tall was Biden?
6'1", maybe 6'2".
Is he that tall? I don't know.
He's definitely over 6 feet. We never elected a under 6 foot president, right?
Yeah.
Or at least that's what everybody tells me. That's why Ron DeSantis was not a good choice because he was 5'9".
Ipso facto says, Greg, you met him in real life, 6 or 7 years ago? Yeah, I again agreed. He lost weight. We've said that on the show, but he's not 224.
Guys, all you got to do is look at. I mean, Harry will tell you this. Look at Trump when he wears the white golf polo when he's at playing golf. Now, ask him to pull that polo up.
Right.
You're gonna see You're gonna see more than 224. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
By the way, the story that I mentioned earlier, and it came from the NVIDIA's newsroom itself. For the first time, NVIDIA's AI supercomputers will be built entirely in the U.S., working with leading manufacturing partners to design and build factories. Production has also started for NVIDIA Blackwell chips at TSMC's chip plant in Arizona. So that's huge news. That's one of the big things. We had the CHIPS Act, but no chips were made here, and now suddenly we're going to have chips being made.
Well, wasn't the CHIPS Act actually Biden?
Yeah. But no chips were made in the United States over the last 4 years, and now NVIDIA, the biggest of, and their stock's always been high pressure, and a lot of people have jumped all over it. So, it's too rich for my blood. I don't have any money to put into the stock market, but maybe Dave Portnoy will put a couple $100,000 up for me.
I want to get to this before we get to Phil Almquist. So CBS this morning had on a scientist by the name of Dr. May C. Jemison, and she scolded the host, one of the hosts on the morning show, for saying mankind. So they're at the site because Gayle King took part in the Blue Origin rocket launch.
Yeah.
So the CBS morning show is at the site of there, I'm sure, for a big ratings boost. They're trying to get a ratings boost. So they're there. So they're talking to this scientist, and the host has the audacity to say mankind
as opposed to
roll it.
To help me correct that narrative, so explain to our audience why even a trip like this one, all the trips that we take into space benefit mankind.
So it benefits humankind, and I'm going to keep correcting the mankind and the man-made and the man missions because this is exactly what this mission is about.
Oh my God!
Geez. By the way, they've crashed down. They're down.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they landed in Texas.
You know where they land?
They
land in the desert.
Yeah, I just saw it.
They land in dirt. It basically just lands on dirt with parachutes, and there's a cloud of dust all around it. So there's not even like an elegant So they probably got shaken up a little bit. I hope they had a camera in there when that thing hit the ground.
Yeah.
Because all that silicone flying around in there, with Lauren Sanchez and all those broads and Katy Perry. Wow.
That is amazing.
And by the way, the total time to touchdown from liftoff to touchdown, 10 minutes and 25 seconds. There you have it. They got gypped out of a 35-second more ride.
Wow.
Aren't Katie's real?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I haven't checked.
I think they're real.
Phil, I just sent you the video of them touching down. If you can grab that really fast. While you're doing that, Kristi Noem spoke about real IDs. Tony went off on this about 6:01 this morning. Real ID
I didn't go off. I just gave you an update and local information.
Goes into effect May 7th. It goes into effect. But you can start getting your real IDs now. Kristi Noem addressed this morning, and this is what she said.
It's amazing what President Trump has already done by closing down the border, making sure we're enforcing our federal laws, doing all we can to identify those that are in this country that don't belong here, that are committing crimes, and we're continuing to enact policies that will give us the chance to do that. You've had quite a bit of discussion on Real ID and its implementation here in the country, and the reason that Real ID is being enforced is because it's a federal law. Joe Biden kicked the can to May 7th, and this Real ID is going to just empower the states to make sure we're checking people's residences. Their current legal status will be verified. We're going to make sure that people who are getting Social Security numbers in this country aren't voting in states. The states have the power and the information to ensure election integrity. And here at the federal level, that information is not going to be any biometric information. It'll just allow people to get an ID that they should be on our planes. They should be people that are United States residencies, and that legal status will be checked. So it'll allow us to get more information to states so that they're making sure that they're protecting their election laws as well.
Did you guys see the story about this guy, how the DOJ refused to bring him back? That came out late on Friday, saying that he's a security risk and they're going to defy the court order, which I think is kind of fascinating, right? Because on one front, you talk about law and order and listening to what a judge orders you to do. But then on the other front, if this guy really is an MS-13 member, I don't know that I'm doing anything to bring him back.
No, I don't want him back.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Totally.
Yeah. So.
All right. Here's the video of Blue Origin crash landing. Not crash landing, but landing.
Well, it's basically a crash landing. Everybody's okay. And a cloud of dust and a mighty hi-ho silver. The Blue Origin has returned after 10.5 minutes in space.
Can you play that one more time, Phil?
So there it is.
So they took off from Texas, and they landed in Texas. So they basically, it's an amusement park ride. They go straight up, and then they come back down.
Boy,
it's amazing.
I am so scared of that. I have no interest in
Really?
doing it. Oh, I'd be terrified. I can't go on that thing at Dorney Park that goes straight up and straight down without having a heart attack. My hands would be sweating. I'd be a mess. My stomach would be nauseous.
I wonder how fast those things go.
Oh, God. Well, a Tesla Cybertruck goes 0 to 60 in 2.4 seconds.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty quick.
Look.
But you can see the propulsion. The propulsion versus the Saturn IXs and the gigantic rockets.
Yeah.
I'm not. This is not space exploration. This is a vanity project for Jeff Bezos and his girlfriend and all the women who are in it. And they made it up there and came back safely. But it doesn't appear to be something that, people writing jokes about. Bezos allowed all the women to go as long as no one was driving. So I mean, it's automatic. It goes up by itself and it comes down by itself. There's nobody in the control tower.
Oh, that's amazing.
I don't know how it works. I just know that they, at a certain point when they start coming down, they let the parachute out and then they land in the desert.
Yeah.
And then they comb the desert later.
Comb
as they
the
did
desert.
Of course, comb the desert.
Yeah.
We ain't found.
It's such a great line.
You guys surprised that they all
Such a
went
great
up so non-reluctantly with all the space things that we've had with Elon and shooting off rockets that blow up and planes that are colliding?
But Nick, this is not something that's going to blow up. It hasn't. They haven't had any trouble with this. They haven't had one up there for a while. Remember, there was a time there they were just putting celebrities in there and a couple of people who were willing to pay Bezos, who has all the money in the world, hundreds of thousands of dollars for an 11-minute ride. But this is not going to revolutionize space exploration.
Yeah.
It's a nice thing, but it's not meant to go all the way up to the moon or, circle the globe for a couple of times or go up to the International Space Station and dock. It's not part of that. It's a separate project of Jeff Bezos, and it's pretty cool. But they sat down for interviews with the chick from Fox. Like they spent more time preparing for this than the actual ride.
Yeah.
It's like standing in line at Disney or Dorney Park for an hour to have it's not even an 11-minute ride, for a 2-minute ride. You stand in line all day and you're sweating and it's hot and the kids are going crazy. And then you go on a 2-minute ride. This is, you prepare a month, but they don't really have to prepare that month.
Yeah.
I don't think they even go into a place where there's zero gravity. Maybe they do. I don't know. But they sat down. Who's the broad on Fox NFL Sunday who hosts the halftime and the pregame show, the blonde?
Carissa Thompson.
Carissa Thompson. Yeah, she's good. And I use broad as my homage.
Yeah, it's
the term of endearment.
Anna
Thank you. Yeah.
No, but Anna, if Anna Hummel can say that,
she can.
She's endorsed it, so I say it as well.
She'll be,
but,
she'll be back on the show tomorrow.
She's in tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
We should. Why don't we take another break, and then on the other side we'll do Phil's trip to the White House, because we've been teasing this.
This is the longest. This is a longer.
This is radio,
preview.
Baby. Come on, this is radio. This is how we do things. This is how we do things.
It better be exciting, Phil. I tell you that. It better be a climactic ending here.
Kayal and Company back after this.
The world is your jackpot at Borgata Hotel, Casino and Spa during the $1 million Worldly Winnings drawing. Play and earn entries now through April for your chance at over $1 million in prizes, including 10 $25,000 dream vacation packages. Drawings every Saturday with grand prize drawings March 29th and April 26th. The world is your jackpot at Borgata Hotel, Casino and Spa. $1 million Worldly Winnings only at Borgata. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Jim Cipriotti at Retire Ready Financial Group doesn't need Google to know you're worried about retirement. Between inflation, rising taxes, and the uncertainty about Social Security, he understands. That's why he offers a complimentary retirement second opinion. It's a no-obligation meeting for you to talk about your concerns about retirement. You want to know if you're going to be okay? Let's find out. 610-894-7415 or go online, retirereadyfg.com. Insurance and annuities offered through James V. Cipriotti, NPN number 2083768.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out collection letters, garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it even harder to get out of debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in taxpayer assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Let them fight on your behalf, helping to put your tax problems to rest. Call the tax professionals at Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Free speech lives here. With Dom Giordano, weekdays noon till 3 on Odyssey's #1 talk station, 1210 WPHT.
Kayal and Company, live on a Monday morning. Nick Kayal, Tony Bruno, Harry Mays, Greg Stocker, and now the moment that everybody has been waiting for. Through 4 quarter hours worth of teases. I think we just swept the clock, folks.
By the way, before we get to this, Martin writes in and says, because, my bike is still in Manahawkin, New Jersey. And I have to get down there to get it at Independent Bike Shop there, Road Warriors place.
Mm-hmm.
Martin writes in, he goes, dude, do you want me to just pick your bike up and drop it off at the studio? And Road Warrior texts me, he goes, dude, let's just meet up somewhere. No, I'm going to the shop. Everybody just calm down. I'm going to the shop, and I will pick up my bike.
He's very busy.
I'm very busy. Thank you. Thank you.
Love Manahawkin, by the way.
It's a great...
Love Manahawkin.
Manahawkin's great. It's right there over the bridge from Long Beach Island.
The Nick Kayal action figure looks so much like you.
Where is it? Where is it?
It's on
on X.
Kevin Poles tweeted it.
Oh, hang on.
It's out there.
Hang on.
It's now your new avatar, right? Correct?
It's the only one that actually looks like the people he's trying to depict.
But there's no Alabama reference, though.
He's only got so much time in the day.
Oh, my God. That does look like
it
you.
Does.
It does.
Bourbon to
his little girls,
golf
club,
and
a
two
golf
creepy
club.
daughters.
Really
yeah,
that is really good.
Yeah.
A microphone and a Yeti.
Kevin, good job, man.
Yep.
YouTube.com/@1210WPHT if you want to see that video.
5'9", 225.
And it shows in that avatar. Look how fat and frumpy I look. Holy hell.
Do you see it, Tony? Do you see it?
It's
Yeah.
awesome.
It looks great.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Tony looks like Vladimir Lenin.
Yeah, so there's Tony's. It doesn't super look like him.
It's pretty good, though.
It's pretty good.
The goatee spot on.
Yeah.
Crumb bum creeps, get away from me. YouTube.com/@1210WPHT. Good job. By the way, in Exile in Jersey, one of our great tweeters says, with Phil's success, WPHT needs a slot on the FM dial. Make it happen.
Wow.
I mean, Greg, you're not wrong, buddy.
No.
You're not wrong. But, as long as we keep winning on AM, they're going to be like, well, what do we need you for on FM?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. All right, Phil Lomquist spent Saturday at the White House, and Donald Trump...
Now, by the way, he's been holding this because he's going to be... I have breaking news. Phil will be on...
Breaking news every time
He'll be flying to L.A. to be on next Friday night show
with Bill Maher
to talk with Bill Maher to talk about his experience going to the White House.
That'd be a trip.
All right, hurry up, Phil, before Tony interrupts you. Just get it all out.
All right, so my time, they were all time tours or time when you go into the White House. So it was supposed to be 12:30. So I had about an hour before the time. So this is when I took this photo of the White House in front of the gate. Everybody can take this photo if you get right in front of the building.
I don't think I've ever taken that photo, by the way. That's a nice shot.
It is pretty nice.
So, like I said, I had about an hour before. So once I got closer to the time, you actually go through security and then enter through the east wing. And then you kind of walk through a hallway. You see some of the some portraits of first ladies and presidents. And then you come across a glass door and can look out at Jackie O's garden.
Wow. Look at that.
Okay.
Nice.
Now,
Jackie,
you said real quick, because you talked about security.
Yeah.
Security seems to be like the theme of the day, the topic. What was the security like at the White House for you?
It wasn't. I thought it was actually really good. You had to go through about 3 checkpoints, and actually, when I got to the point where they had the dog, to sniff for whatever, they actually had to change it out. So I had to wait. My wife went through, and then they're like, wait. So I'm like, okay, waiting for the new dog to come. Okay.
So even the dogs weren't.
It wasn't Joe Biden's dog.
No, it was definitely not. I was not smitten that day. That's for sure.
You weren't wearing some Iron Maiden T-shirt, were you?
No, I was not.
Okay.
That day, but it was cold and rainy-ish. It was not exactly the greatest of days.
Yeah.
So anyway,
well, you didn't wear a Jets jersey because the Jets will never ever appear at the White House with any president.
That's right.
Great. Well, they did, but anyway. So in that same area of the hallway is this bust of Lincoln.
Nice.
Wow.
And then you walk down a hallway, and there are these 3 or 4 rotating. They're almost like when you're driving down the road and you see the rotating billboards.
Yeah.
The rotating picture frame-ish type stuff of some of the past presidents.
By the way, if you're on YouTube, this is like a slideshow.
Yeah.
This is
like a full presentation.
I told him on Saturday, put this together.
Obviously, they have the Trump one at the end, which is not rotating, but some of these other ones are rotating before you get to this point.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then from there, you can't go straight anymore because there's a Secret Service person there because that's the West Wing, if you go a little farther down.
Right.
So they force you upstairs. And then at the first
Did you
room,
see the Lincoln bedroom?
Yeah, it's a great question.
But this is the East Room. Presidents lied in state here.
Yep.
They signed treaties here.
Yep.
And then there are 3 parlor rooms. The Green Room, which has Independence Hall. You can see it on the left.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, while we were in there, my wife asked when the Eagles were coming. And he said
April
later
28th.
this year. Yeah.
The Eagles!
So this is actually a close-up picture of that Independence Hall.
Oh, that's awesome.
Painting.
Philadelphia, baby.
And then the blue room, which is the next room. So all these there's a green room, there's a blue room, and there's a red room. So this is the blue room. And then if you look
Where's
out...
the champagne room? Did you go to the champagne room?
I would have liked it on that, that's for sure. But if you look outside from that room, this is what you see. Down there is the Jefferson Memorial. It was pretty cool.
I think that's Clinton's Hummer room, Tony.
Jesus, man.
Okay, anyway, here's the red room.
He meant the vehicle.
Yes.
I like that.
I know what he meant. This
The
is
electric
red room.
version.
Yeah, the EV.
Yeah, and then you keep going down the hall, and then there's the state dining room, which is obviously fancy and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then you make a kind of turn because everybody's waiting to take this photo with the presidential seal and the flags.
You were dressed appropriately.
Yeah, I mean, for a day like in the 40s with rain and crap. But then you go a little bit farther down, and that photo you were talking about earlier, well, here's that photo.
There it is.
And rumor has it that was an Obama portrait, right?
Yes,
that
actually, if you look from where basically behind where my wife was taking the photo is where that Obama photo is right now.
Okay.
Of course, exactly opposite.
So they
this
didn't take
photo.
it down; they just moved.
No, they just moved it. Yeah.
Oh, everybody has their panties in a bunch.
Yeah, it was just moved. And then pretty much, if you just to the left of where I'm standing is the main entrance. So this pretty much you just walk outside.
All right. So overall impression, worth the wait, worth the trip. You would encourage and recommend it.
I mean, I've been wanting to do that for a long time, so definitely worth it.
Just out of curiosity, what did it cost?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Oh, it's free?
It's all, just got to go through your congressman and figure out a date and all that kind of stuff, but it costs absolutely nothing.
I thought they would have charged
and
for
they
sure.
had it. They had it shut down for a long time. They just
4 years.
They just reopened the White House to these tours again, which is awesome. I did it as a kid. That's how long ago it's been. But I've been to the White House, but not inside in a long, long time.
That's awesome, though. That you got the. How long were you on the White?
A little over an hour. I was on the property.
Yeah. Don't you love when radio hosts call you at 10:30 and know that you're still on the air? Like, it's unbelievable. I'm sorry.
Personal problem.
It's my own problem. It's my own problem.
Is this on?
It's on. Hello.
Let's. We're gonna have to take one more break and then come back and talk to Dom.
All right, Dom Giordano on the other side. We'll chat with our boy coming up next. Stay right there.
You're driving along when you realize...
Oh, I've got to get over. Oh my gosh, sorry.
You didn't see him, did you? He was in your blind spot. You can also have a blind spot when it comes to your retirement. That's where Joe Yakovich of JML Financial Group comes in. He knows about a little blind spot called taxes. Social Security, your pension, your investments, all can be taxable. Look, you don't want to end up saying,
Will I be writing huge checks to the government when I retire?
Don't get blindsided by taxes. Make sure your retirement plan has a tax plan. With one call to JML Financial Group, 856-925-6674. That's 856-925-6674. Or at jmlfinancialgroup.com. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Brokers International Financial Services, LLC, member SIPC. Brokers International Financial Services, LLC is not an affiliated company. JML Financial Group does not offer legal or tax advice. Please consult the appropriate professional regarding your individual circumstance.
Hi, this is Dom Giordano. Your smile is more than just a first impression. It's a reflection of your overall health. That's why you deserve the expert care you can get from my friend and dentist, Dr. Robert Bentz of the Bentz Dental Group. They have the knowledge, and the diagnostic ability really prides himself on that to assess your specific situation and develop a plan for your dental and overall health. Don't put it off another day. Call the Bentz Dental Group now, 610-272-6949 or BentzDentalGroup.com.
Yo, Philly, Landon Dickerson here. You showed up for us all season, and now we need your support again. Join me and the World Champs on Saturday, May 17th for the Eagles Autism Challenge presented by Lincoln Financial. I look forward to this event every year, and all I gotta say is you won't want to miss it. Come bike, run, or walk with any of your favorite Eagles players. Let's work together to transform the lives of individuals affected by autism. Register today at eaglesautismchallenge.org. I'll see you there.
Scorching summer months are almost here. CNC can keep you cool. Don't wait until your age system fails before replacing it. Take advantage of CNC Heating and Air Conditioning's 0% financing for 60 months. That's 5 years. Payments can be as low as $89 per month. This offer is now extended through the end of April, so don't delay. Just go to cc-hvac.com for more information. CNC Heating and Air Conditioning, your local York dealers. Offers for new installations through April 30th.
Some people follow the rules, but where's the fun in that? I'm Soraya, and this is Rule Breakers, the podcast where we celebrate the rebels, the risk takers, and the ones who make their own way. Every week, I sit down with the boldest voices in sports, entertainment, and beyond to talk about breaking barriers, defying expectations, and rewriting the rules. No limits, no apologies, just real talk. Follow and listen to Rule Breakers with Soraya, an Odyssey podcast available now for free on the Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Want to stream all your favorite entertainment from the comfort of your couch? Switch to Fios TV Plus to watch the latest movies, binge your favorite shows, and game the night away with their fast, reliable, 100% fiber optic network. Enjoy 4K clarity and stream with a voice-activated remote. And when you get lightning-fast Fios home internet, you can binge, game, and work in every room of your home. Plus, there are no annual contracts, and for a limited time, get a $200 Verizon gift card when you switch to most Fios TV and get a Samsung 43-inch Class TV with Fios 1 gig or 2 gig internet plans. Pick the package that works for you and connect all your devices at once at the speed you need. Visit a Verizon store today to learn more. For Verizon gift card, must maintain most Fios TV plan in good standing for 65 days and then register gift card within 60 days or by 6/6/25, whichever is first. Samsung free TV offer valid through 4/30/25 while supplies last. Additional terms apply. See store for details.
Tune in to Crash Proof Retirement Show, Saturdays at 11 a.m. to hear Phil Cannella and Joanne Small. The Crash Proof Retirement
Retirement Show, Saturday mornings at 11 on Talk Radio 1210.
See Joe Conklin this summer on the Ocean City Boardwalk with the City Rhythm Orchestra, Saturday, July 12th. It's Philly sports, put to music. For tickets, go to joeconklin.com.
JoeConklin.com!
Be sure to follow Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
Mustard. 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 Mustard.
Damn right. Governor DeSantis.
Mustard.
Yep. The only thing you can go on a hot dog. Mustard. But that was Friday's show. This is Monday's show. Soon to be the Dom show. Dom time. It's Dom Giordano is with us off of a busy weekend, and I'm sure he's got plenty to say for the next 4 hours and 25 minutes. Good afternoon, Dom. How are you?
Well, good morning, guys. You got enough guys here to work the morning show. Wow.
It's unbelievable.
Wow.
Right? It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
It's like a PennDOT road crew trying to fill up a pothole. How many guys do you need?
Harry's there holding the sign.
That's the line of the day. We can't continue. Hey, by the way, with the White House, I broadcast from there, Nick, but it was under the portrait of Hillary Rodham Clinton, and it was about 6 feet high. They put you in a room looking down on us the whole time.
Okay. Now, how many times in your career have you been at the White House, either broadcasting or as a tourist?
As a tourist once, broadcasting once, and then in the Oval Office with Trump is the most recent a couple years ago. That was the wildest, obviously.
And you've now fulfilled that obligation, or would you go back again?
Oh, I'd go back again. There's still so much more to see there. You know, you got to get the tour by Trump. That's the ultimate.
Did Trump show you the Lincoln bedroom?
No, he did not. He was great. He was telling us about he had Mary Walter, who was there. There were 4 hosts. And he said, "You sit over here next to me. This is the chair I put the dictators in." what kind of president is going to say stuff like that? And he was, and I think it was Sarah Huckabee Sanders said, "Well, sir, there's no time for pictures." He stopped everyone in the room, Nick, and goes, "There's always time for pictures."
Yes.
There's like 50 people coming in room and out. Trump is going to take the picture with you. That's it. That's what he does.
Wow. There you go. Very good. What do you? And I don't want you to, I don't want to steal your thunder now, but a little thought or a little preview as to maybe what you're thinking with what happened with Shapiro's governor's residence over the weekend?
Yeah, a little early to tell. These guys are always nutbags. What happened, though, is I'm not a big fan of the Pennsylvania State Police in a lot of matters. How did the guy get in? And, Nick, I think when the guy is, gotten on the grounds, you run to protect the house.
Mm-hmm.
They were trying to find him. I think and why no fire alarms?
Right.
I mean, they're the ones that knocked on the door of the governor. I've only been there once, and it's a 7-foot high fence, I would say. But I thought they had sensors and here's another thing. Are dogs not allowed anymore? You can't have a dog there. People don't like the essence somehow or another. Wouldn't a dog track this guy much quicker?
Yeah, you would think so.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 So that makes a lot of sense. You would want to, your mission number one, your only job is to protect the asset. The asset is Shapiro, not running after the guy who they ultimately caught down the road. I don't know, was it minutes, hours later, whatever it might be?
Well, his girlfriend called him.
Oh.
That's that's the report that's out there. Yeah, the girlfriend, I don't know if they're fractured or something, called them, and then he surrendered.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, the girlfriend called him while
Called
he was
the
there?
police.
Oh.
Yeah,
so she dimed him out with his whereabouts.
Yeah, that's the best story I see. And it seems to me, how does the guy escape something like this?
Mm-hmm.
It's just not good all the way around. And you got your wife and kids there and Shapiro.
Yeah.
We don't know if it's Passover related or not. There's all kinds of dispute with these guys. And, of course, on Twitter, everybody in the world is trying to say is on the other side. That he was at Kamala Harris 75 times or something rallies. I doubt this guy. They're usually nuts. And this may have been a dispute over land or something that was seized. Apparently, he's got a criminal record of assault before, things of that nature.
So there's no dogs allowed at the governor's mansion?
Sure, but Greg, there seemed to be among certain politically correct quarters, they don't like the dog image. This has happened for a while.
Like guard dogs.
Like guard dogs, yeah. And I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of cops on horses. Have you ever been near a cop on a horse?
That's intimidating.
For obvious reasons. It's intimidating. Plus, when the horses come by you, it's pretty difficult. I don't see any mention of having guard dogs there, and I would recommend that's something they ought to be asked about.
Okay, fair point. Tony Bruno, thank you very much. Harry Mays, thank you very much.
Sorry,
guys. A lot of fun.
My pleasure.
Sorry to keep you guys so long.
Awesome.
No
problem.
This is what we do here.
Yeah.
Well, Dom, you have a great show.
Thanks,
and
Nick.
We'll chat again tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. Stay
Thanks,
tuned
Dom.
for Dom.
Good night,
He's
everybody.
up next, and we will see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.
Good night, everybody.
Cheap renovations don't last. Quality ones do. That's why Emmons uses only premium materials and expert